PSB Reveal marketing here in the area. This nightcap fee taking on SME. Knocking down that first free throw there for Indy. It's number 12, Carissa McLaughlin. 2 for 2 there from the line. My notes a little bit. We're so focused on these matchups. I believe we have the Lady Gym Rats or the Missouri Phenoms coming in tomorrow. Let's look at some of the webcasts at noon.
Coaches recruiting database at jumpoffplus.com. Make sure we got all our notes and insight going in basically on the recruitment. The evaluations, they could be from our national evaluator, international evaluator Kyle Moore. It could be from our national evaluator Jonathan Hemingway, who's not here today. But if you're on social media, my man's still working there at home. I'm sure he's watching the broadcast right now. See him, he's still pushing out content even though he's not able to be here today.
Most definitely, man. I'm glad that the talent on the floor will make up for that drop ball. You tossed me the lob, man, and I alley-ooped it out of bounds there as far as those games tomorrow. But we'll focus on the matchup here. Be sure to check out Prospects Nation TV. We'll have the webcast page updated tonight so you can stay right here with the action all weekend.
Be sure to join the conversation with us on multiple social media sites, Twitter, Instagram, hashtag it, PSB Real Deal, and we'll make sure our staff will we want to be involved with you. We want to make the experience here when you're at peachstatebasketball.com, the best events in the country.
McLaughlin with it up top, directing traffic. She's going to pull a three-pointer. Can't get it to go. Give me that with the rebound. Put back attempt, no good. Strong rebound on the inside there by Ariana Harris. She'll kick it out. 2 for $1 sale on threes, and Carissa McLaughlin cashes in on the second attempt. It'll make it 5-1.
Love Harris's energy early in the game. Has a great length. Just the way she's going and snagging that offensive board. You see her right there on the defensive end. Uses that length to block the shot. You see Jackie Young right there. Outstanding player, a fun one to watch.
Ariana Harris, the Purdue commit. They're going to love her there in West Lafayette. Great athleticism. Even on that first attempt that she missed, she snatched that one. She was just under the rim when she snatched that entry pass out of the air. She's been showing that athleticism off since the tip. Another three-pointer on the way. Lady Gym Rats not shy about the three ball so far. Strong rebound on the inside there by number 2, Bree Ashley Jones. Going to take Jones' physical play on the inside to be a spark plug here with their energy here in this game. Darby Forsman guarding the ball. They'll hand it off to Davis. Davis turns the corner in a hurry. Can't get the floater to go. Ball's going to be tipped out of there, pulled the other way by Sydney Shelton.
Attack 15. There you go.
Another three-pointer coming. In and out. Young with the rebound. Had it blocked on the first attempt. Second attempt, rebounded out of there. SME holding strong there on the inside. They kick it to the corner. That three-pointer is too strong. Forsman uses those long strides to get to it. Now she'll bring it the other way. That pass a little too tall. Intended for McLaughlin. It'll sail out of bounds. Back over to SME.
When you're in a situation like that, when you're an interior player, you want to get it to the guard early, get out and run the floor. You know, Forsman's very talented. You know, probably could have, you know, with her skill set, she probably could have actually kept it on the dribble a little bit right there and then maybe handed with do a dribble handoff ball screen action there with the point guard.
That floater's good to go on the inside. That's number 12. That's Allyric Scott. Scott makes it 5-3. I believe that's easily about, what, the 6th three-pointer attempted by the Lady Gym Rats. They're getting good looks. You know, they're getting the type of three-point looks. No need to hesitate about them. Also, they've definitely got some tools on the glass to be able to pull in a few offensive rebounds, but continuing to get the shots that they want. It's another one knocked down there from the top of the key. Counted for McLaughlin. Out of Homestead High School. same high school as Caleb Swanigan. Talked about Ariana Harris, committed to go to Purdue. So is Caleb Swanigan, decommitted from Michigan State. You don't see Tom Izzo lose too many recruiting battles, but Swanigan headed to Purdue. Meanwhile, the Lady Gem Rats off to the races again. This one's going to be finished by number 14. Again, it's Sydney Shelton. That'll make it a 10-3 ball game.
Looks
Baseline
like
drive.
SME, you know, is falling down a little bit like they did in the last matchup. You know, I'm not going to say it's going to be deja vu or it's going to happen again, but they need to get an easy bucket down here. It's going to be hard if they fall behind versus Coach Danny Riego and what he's able to do. He's a good coach, you know, and he's going to, just as Coach Wesco is for SME, but you want to keep the game close early. You know, still have a number of college coaches that are sitting here watching this game as well as the game on the other court right there. We got a highlight right here brought to you. Marcus, you can go ahead and give us that breakdown.
Be it Prospects Nation TV. They've been moving the ball around, getting the shots they want. Carissa McLaughlin. That's an easy layup. Layup from three-point land. That's the ease of the shot. She gets a good look. They're one and the same. 10 minutes, 30 seconds and counting. Good defense being played there by number 2 there. It's Dana Evans.
Marcus, I know you've had a chance to see Jackie Young a number of times. You know, give us a little insight in her game and what you've seen.
Young, you know, my first time seeing Young play live was at the Midwest Showdown. SUV TV was there providing live webcasts. And, you know, I talked with Brandon Clay pre-production just about her versatility, her ability to not only be able to do some solid things on the perimeter, but to be able to use that size and athleticism on the inside. And it was almost as if the second we started talking about that, we just saw her go to the post, and it was easily about 6 or 7 straight possessions where she either got fouled and was sent to the free throw line to knock down free throws, or she scored the bucket on the inside. So, I mean, just a player that can do so many different things, whether it's perimeter oriented and being able to get past those that may not be as quick as her. If you do have the quickness and don't have that size on the inside, she can use her stature and athleticism as well. So a player with multiple talents. Also like what I saw out of Dana Evans there at the Midwest Showdown as well, as we see her get that bucket.
Young mentioned is a member, attending a number of our EBA events. I first saw her actually EBA All-American camp a number of years ago. I believe it was 3 years ago. She's also been at the Coach Hemi Showcase. So just talk so many of these players that we get to see throughout the year. So when you get the insight from somebody like you, especially Brandon Clay here in the second half, the number of times that both our evaluators and our media members have seen these players over a large number of years.
And Evans had that solid move. And Evans out of Westside High School. Westside High School has put out a lot of solid basketball players there in that Gary area. Remember Kenny Lowe coming out of there. He went on to play college basketball at Purdue. He was solid at Westside. Who can forget Big Dog Glenn Robinson out of Gary Roosevelt there. Just a lot of talented basketball there in that Northwest Indiana region. But you look at the state as a whole, from the Northwest region to the central part of the state, you definitely see why basketball is second nature up there.
Really like what Purdue, you know, especially on the men's side, does. Made that run there over a 3 or 4 year stretch when you had Robbie Hummel there. You know, what was they had the point guard.
They had Eachwan Moore, Robbie Hummel, and Scott Martin that came in together. Martin ended up transferring to Notre Dame, I believe, but it was still a very nice building block for the program there for the Boilermakers. And many people forget they were a Robbie Hummel injury from getting to the Final Four that year.
They were. God, just the energy that you see Harris bring every time down the floor. Just came there and knocked out that defensive rebound to get the offensive possession started.
Here's number 32 there in the red jerseys. For those that might just be watching the Lady Gem Rats for the first time, or player that it's easy to direct your attention there when you see her just sprint the floor a couple times, makes her presence felt. She's calling for it on the inside now, but the three-pointer's on the way. Somebody wanted that rebound more, and that somebody is number 42 there for the Gym Rats. Chris, if you get that player's name for me, looks like might have a jersey discrepancy there on the Lady Gym Rat side. So we'll get that squared away so we can give credit where it's due. Subbing into the game for SME, it'll be number 32, Christy Marshall. Stinson hands it off to Davis. The SME's ball there along the baseline. Strong move by Ashley Jones. She can't get that shot to go, but she's going to have to be aggressive here in this one. Case in point, she muscles that one in off of the hustle off the offensive glass. It's going to make it 16-7. There after that bucket by Jones. Here's Davis with it up top, guarded by Evans. Got a ball on the court. We'll take a quick second. SME is inbounded. Here's Stinson. Stinson, that pass intended for Jones. It'll be knocked out of bounds there by Jayla Scaife. (16-7). When you look at a glass that's definitely half full for Coach Wesco and SME, they're only down 9 points and they haven't really been able to get any momentum going. Even though you always have that threat of the Lady Gym Rats pulling away with the pieces that they have out there. Shots missed. Long rebound corralled in by Cameron Onken. The jump stop. The jump hop, I should say, there by Evans. She misses. Scaife, first attempt is no good. Harris snatches it out of there, but has Jones knock it away. Jones fakes the pass and the finish. Bree Ashley Jones. She's got the last 4 points for SME.
Love how Jones used a little bit of the flair there with the fake, but she did it with a purpose. She didn't just do it to do it to look good. It actually served, and she was able to get the bucket.
I think Jones, obviously, if you're SME and Coach Wesco, you want to try and come out with the W, but Jones is going to have a nice impact and impress some coaches here, regardless of the outcome. Nice move there, able to keep her balance and finish. Number 15, Kiera Jones. It's a 5-point game with 6 minutes left to play here in the first half. Evans, too strong on the jump shot. Ball's batted around, and it'll be last touch by the Gym Rats and over to SME. So the upper hand still held by the Lady Gym Rats, but Uncle Mo leaning a little bit more towards SME just over the past few possessions. They've been able to see a couple go down through the hole and also have gotten some key stops. We'll see if they can try to keep things going, possibly try to tie this thing up with just under 6 minutes left here in the first half.
Being here down 5, your SME, you got to get a good shot this possession. And at that point, I mean, you're back in it now. The weight's off your shoulders a little bit, able to relax. The one thing I like about Harris for the Gym Rats, so many times you see players with athleticism, you're like, oh, I wish they played hard. She plays hard every single time down the floor, yeah. Both ends of it, no questions asked.
That she does. That's indisputable there. In and out on the free throw. There's Kiera Jones. As you can see, SME getting a little bit more comfortable. With Jones, they were able to create this free throw line opportunity. I think number 2, Bree Ashley Jones, is going to get a quick breather where Coach Wesco's over there touching base there with the dry erase board. But if I'm coach, I'm not letting her sit too long. It appears he's just going over that teaching point and going to get her right back in there. she's going to really be able to take advantage of this matchup, playing on the inside with players like Harris, Scaife, and these Lady Gym Rats. It's a 4-point game. SME to inbound it. They get it to Jones. We're approaching the 5-minute mark. Jones, nice crossover. Can't get the shot to go. A lot of black jerseys in there attacking the offensive glass, but it's one red jersey that comes away with the rebound, and that's Ariana Harris. Jump ball called, and it'll stay with SME. They get it into Marshall. Marshall takes it right at Harris. Spinning on the inside. Looks like Harris got a piece of it. Scaife comes down with it. Jump ball, and that will send it over to the Lady Gym Rats. As it looks like the officials are going to take a second to make sure they've got the right call on whose jump ball that should be. I like how Marshall made that last move against Harris with a lot of conviction. She didn't waste a bunch of time. She got that ball in and really took it right at the chest of Harris. It was really just good defense on Harris's part, but you can respect the attempt to attack there on the inside.
You got to force the officials to have to make a call inside. You know, when you have an interior defender that's able to block the shots, there's only so many times they cannot call a foul. Even if it never is a foul, they eventually have to call one. It's just how basketball works. Especially
if you attack, and you know, if you go in timid or a little suspect, and I think a lot of times the officiating can follow suit. But how many times have you see a player that can consistently attack? You're going to be able to get the benefit of the doubt more times than not in the long run. Evans did a great job on defense that last play, forced the defender, or the ball handler, to her weaker hand and really just sat on it and was able to strip it away. Makes good on that first free throw to make it 17-12. Pushes the lead to 6. After making that one, knew that Bree Ashley Jones' breather wouldn't be for too long. She's number 2 there in the black jerseys for SME. She checks back into the game along with number 14, Tamaya Stinson, and I believe number 12, Alaric Scott.
You got to have Jones back in the game. She got to cook in there about 3 or 4 minutes ago in the offensive end. You got to ride the hot hand. Coach did a good job pulling her out. He saw something he didn't necessarily like, was able to correct her. It looks like he was talking about a ball screen situation at the top of the key, or being able to read it. And now let's see if she's able to take that coaching and now apply it here on the offensive end.
When we look at Jones' stature, I think she's going to always be able to contend in some way, shape, or form. Has some quickness to her step, and then has a frame that really allows her to play on the inside regardless of the talent that she's facing. So I think with Marshall's ability to be in there, try to mix things up and draw some attention, and Jones battling on the inside, they're going to make sure they stay within striking distance here as long as possible. Jones too strong on that shot as Harris clears it out. Here's Evans. Evans to Scaife. Scaife over to Harris. Harris can't get that shot to go. Jones chases down the rebound. Nice job by Harris to change that shot, but reinforcements coming for SME. That's number 22, Jemiah Galloway. Galloway with the deuce.
That's what you call an energy play. She was able to make that play because she sprinted down the floor. Good coaches always teach their players in an offensive possession. It's almost frustrating. One of the things I preach when I used to coach, look, we're going to get out, we're going to run, but we're going to get, I'd say, 10 points a game off easy buckets like that if you're going to be an up and down transition team.
Yep. think you can always respect about SME. You look at the last game with Takeover. Takeover was able to win that one, but there was no back down or panic in the SME team. They just ran into a Takeover squad that had a lot of size, length, and really didn't miss too much from the field or on the inside. Here they're running into the Lady Gym Rats, a very talented and well-coached team, plenty of pieces out there, and they're right there in the thick of this one. Evans gets that free throw to go. It's a 14-19 game, but this one had ugly early potential when we first started, but SME has settled down, and as a result, they're right here in the hunt.
You mentioned SME, they kept playing even when they were down. That's why so many players, that's why they're out here. Obviously it's the love of the game, but it's the play in front of these college coaches. It's logo row. They're out here to be seen, whatever you want to call it. That's why if you're a coach, you're still coaching them up for that reason. You don't want to just say, hey, we're just throwing in the towel if we're down, because this could be that child's one chance to play in front of those coaches. I know I've mentioned on the broadcast before, Juan Dixon, one of the ways, he's national champion, played in the NBA. For those of you a little bit younger, I believe it was 2002 or 2001 national championship there in Maryland. They were down 40 and he's diving on the floor, and Gary Williams says, I want that guy. And that's what it's about. You might have that one chance to play in front of a college coach and play well, so you got to come to shine whether your team's up 40 or down 40.
Yeah, Brandon Clay talked in the second half of the last webcast about Brianna Locke of EOTO. They had a 30-point blowout. They were losing at the PSV summer kickoff, and Locke was able to pull 2 offers from that game just with their play and showing off her skills and continuing to play hard despite the lopsided victory on behalf of the other team. So coaches are always watching, and you got to play hard until the clock has 3 zeros on it. They notice the players that do.
Coaches want to see who do they want to be in the trenches with when things are down. When you've lost 2 games in a row, things aren't going well, you get an injury. They want to find those players.
Jackie, get wider and deeper.
2 minutes, 15 seconds and counting. Left to play here in the first half. It's a 15-19 game. Step back 3-pointer on the way. It's off the mark. Rebound's going to be tipped to Galloway. Galloway kicks it out top to Scott. Back to Galloway. Now here's Stinson. Marshall setting the screen. Scott thought about it, but instead pulls it back out. Tough shot taken there. Nice defense by Young.
Young does such a great job of staying long the whole time. Keeps her arms up, keeps her distance, slides her feet, not going to reach and grab. Obviously, it's something she's worked on. But you mentioned her versatility earlier in the game. When she started the game, she's playing a little bit inside on the offensive end. Now you see her out here being the lead guard, bringing the ball up the floor.
And getting to the rack, can't get that shot to go. Forsman with the rebound. Good defense by SME. They swatted out of there. Brie Ashley Jones brings it the other way. Really impressed by SME here in this first half. Jones feels like she has a mouse in the house. They get it in there, but she leaves it just short. Forsman chases down the long rebound with McLaughlin. Knock it out of there, Jones. Top to Davis. Jones continuing to try to post up inside. Gets to step on the baseline. Getting some good looks. Just a little too strong on the touch. Saved by SME, unfortunately for them, right to Young. Blocking foul called there against Jones.
Get in the back.
Appeared to be in the spot she needed to, but couldn't get the footwork right there on that one. They got the shot they wanted, in and out. But you saw the precision that Coach Riego was going for in terms of them running that and being able to get the look that they wanted. He was commending them even before the shot, even before you could see the outcome of the shot, because whether it went in or not, they ran the set, got the look that they wanted.
And that's what you want your team to do. That's why you're out here coaching. Put them in the right position to be able to score. You get a look late, and the fact that they're able to run that here at the end of this half, that could be a shot that they could win a game with later on down the road in the tournament.
So we're going to go into halftime. SME still fighting here in this one. Marcus Burnett joined by Chris Watkins. Big reason why they're still in the hunt. Bree Ashley Jones continuing to play hard. You see her go coast to coast and finish that one. They're going to need that strong play if they're able to pull this one off against a talented Lady Gym Rat squad. We'll be back after halftime. And the second half is underway back here at the PSB. Real deal in the Ville. SME within striking distance. They're only down by 4. Was very impressed with Coach Burnell Wesco's squad there in that first half when it looked like the Lady Gym Rats were going to pull away early. They were able to bear down, get a couple points from Bree Ashley Jones, play some solid defense, pesky defense in order to stay here in this one. Here we got a nice take. They're going to wave off. They're going to wave off the and one. They're going to say the foul was on the floor. Coach Burnell Wesco not happy with the call. Can't say I disagree with him there. But the guy whose opinion matters more than mine ruled that one on the floor, so it'll be SME's ball. Coach Danny Riego not happy with his Lady Gym Rat squad going into that intermission period. Felt like some of the things that they've worked on and focused on coming in to this crucial travel period, that the team wasn't really reflecting. That strong rebound snatched out of the air by Harris. We'll see how they respond here in the second half. They get a good look there, can't get the shot to go, going to be rebounded by SME. We'll have a foul there on the floor. Going to be inbounded there by SME. Kiera Jones throws it in. Caitlin Davis with it, calling for the screen. She gets it. Nice defense being played by Young. I'm joined by Brandon Clay on the mic here in a thick one. 4-point game here in the second half, Brandon.
Well, you're seeing just SME out here just playing hard, you know, and they've been able to do.
You said playing hard, Brandon. For anybody that's just joining us, Exhibit A. Could you take an area that contact from Ariana Harris right now?
No. Let me tell you something. I mean this. I'm a big proponent of playing your game and not worrying about the calls that are made. I'm going to take a page out of Jonathan Hemingway's book. If I took that hit from Ariana Harris and didn't get that charge, I probably would have run around like Gene Valvano looking for somebody to hug, man. I would have been an upset camper on that one, y'all. Goodness gracious. She's big, man. I'm not standing in the way of that. Not for no call. I need a call. I need something. Help me.
I need a lifeline. I need a lifeline, Chief. Lifeline, freeze
man.
frame, something.
Well, you know what's interesting? All jokes aside, I think that speaks volumes to the way that Burnell Wesco runs his program. That play, not getting the call that you desire out of it, not pouting, just coming right back and going to work on the next possession. You see him attacking the rim and just getting right back to playing basketball.
Shots off the mark. Now here's Young.
Oh, good pass. Ooh.
Harris doing a good job running the floor. Young got it to her, bobbled it a little bit. Now Young picking up the pieces. Gets the finish off the glass.
She's so talented. I know that Chris talked about, obviously her involvement with our camp series, whether Coach Hemi or EBA, but she just is such a great kid. When she comes to those camps and comes to those workouts, she's always looking to get better. Definitely a Naismith watch player for us, and also on the McDonald's All-American watch in terms of that game postseason next year. Had a fantastic regular season and had a fantastic performance on SUV TV during the Midwest Showdown.
Jones can't get that free throw to go, not happy with herself. This Lady Gym Rat squad is very talented. They don't need any help from you as an opposing team, so you don't want to give them any at the free throw line.
At all. You've got to convert. And these are the opportunities right now. You look at the score, and it's not a situation where SME has been able to really score a lot in the half court, but they've done such a great job defensively that they've been able to keep it close and keep the Gym Rats honest. And that's exactly what Danny Riego wants as he prepares for league play inside of the Nike League later on this weekend. That's why you come here to Peach State basketball events. You get the opportunity to sharpen the iron, to get battle tested one more time. I know we talked about, a couple of events that they played in, just came from another one. So always looking to sharpen that iron, and this is a great contest against a team that's got the combination of athleticism and skill, the skill to lock you up on defense, and the skill to score it on offense. But once again, testament to Riego's squad, making it hard for SME to score. They've got to convert from the free throw line.
We are back from the timeout. 13 minutes, 33 seconds remaining here in the second half. Jones knocks down that one. SME trying to turn up the pressure a little bit. Harris. Strong move on the inside. Good job there by Stinson to make her work for it at the line.
Agree. What a great post feed there from McLaughlin on the wing to get the basketball to Harris. I was watching a couple of games earlier and thinking to myself, a couple of younger games earlier, so those kids are still learning how to play with post play. And just what a joy it is for post players when they play with guards who know how to get them the ball, get them involved. Obviously that's something that Coach Riego stresses inside of his sets. But at the end of the day, you've got to have the personnel that can actually get the ball there no matter what it is you're preaching. That's a heck of a pass on the interior.
That was one of the funner dynamics that we talked about during the EBA camp broadcast. You get those type of matchups. Guards playing with better post players than they might be accustomed to and vice versa.
Oh, good rip there by McLaughlin. Good side there on the jump ball call, but great rip coming out to be able to make that play. And we talked about it just a second ago, just the defensive end of the floor on McLaughlin's play. And he's the kid that Memorial Day weekend actually earned herself an invite to our All-American camp in September.
Jones gets Harris in the air but kicks it out. The other Jones getting the step on the baseline, too strong though on the shot.
Look at the hustle. Look at the hustle, and then Burnell Wesco saving the possession with the timeout call.
Briasty Jones has been that type of energy. Talked about it early on. If they were to have a chance in this one, they would need a big game from her in terms of the energy plays.
You see her all over the floor. Strong guard, compact frame, a good athlete, but like you said, even better with the energy level to get on the floor for that one.
12 minutes, 54 seconds left to play here in the game.
I love this right here. Danny Riego with the clipboard out, talking about if the defense comes out and stretches what's happening. You see black lines all over the board, and, in that regard, he's a coach's coach, man. Definitely a Coach Hemi.com type of guy, in terms of his affinity for quality sets and ways to create plays and possessions for his team.
All the way to the cup. Another layup that's too strong. Jones will get another trip to the charity stripe.
Well, SMU right now is just outworking Speaks on the offensive end for those basketballs. Where you see the 50-50 ball a minute ago, Jones got on the floor for. You see the play right there where the other Jones was able to make something happen. They are really doing everything they can from an activity perspective to give themselves a chance, but not converting free throws.
That's going to be something that when Coach Wesco goes and he reviews his archive, he's not going to be happy about that. Another one's missed.
You just don't get chances like that. Free shots with no red jersey guarding you. You're not going to get a lot of layups like that, and you're not going to get a lot of free throws like that either.
Off-balance shot. On the money, though, for Young.
It's so fun to watch that kid play basketball, man. I hope she has half as much fun playing as I do watching her make those shots, man.
Ball partially deflected by the Gym Rats. It'll stay with SME. If you're SME, you want to get a bucket or two here because you expended so much energy just to stay in this one, extending the defensive pressure. You can't let the Gym Rats pull away.
Well, and that's the tough part about playing a team that's as good as the Indy Gym Rats, is that they're so deep. Maybe you can match 5 for 5, 6 for 6, but when they get into 8, 9 on the bench, Harris goes out and Jayla Escape comes in. And, what do you do, right? Like, at some point, it wears you down, man. No matter how good your team is, if you can't go battle for battle, piece for piece for an entire 32 minutes, it makes it difficult.
Yeah, we have yet to see a fresh Escape or Dana Evans here in this second half. At some point in time they're coming. Briassi Jones says, hey, we'll worry about that when it happens.
And on cue, here they come.
Should make for a good dynamic, huh, Brandon?
Goodness gracious, man. The contact, it is amazing. I know we remarked on this, back during the Midwest Showdown, but just how big Young has gotten physically through her frame to where she was. Unbelievable. And you see the results of all that work that she's putting in the weight room and with everything that she's eating when she's able to make a play like that with the contact.
Against a solid defender, to say the least, in Briassi Jones. Shot off the rim. Harris, rebound. Can't get the roll. Young is there.
6-0 run. 6-0 run, man. At some point, when you're a talented player like that, you pick and choose your spots. Young picked the spot, chose the spot, and is taking full advantage. Here you're going to see her. Oh, hesitation. Body, no problem. Jackie Young.
Was in a position to go right back up. She had not only eaten the contact, was in a position to jump right back up and tip that one in had it missed.
Man, she's crazy. Well, you know what? Notre Dame fans are going to love her, and you know why? Because she's an outstanding kid. On top of everything that the basketball provides for her, she's just a great kid. First class, hard worker. And one of the reasons we've got her sitting in the top 10 in the country, ProspectsNation.com, Elite 100 in 2016.
Nice!
That one knocked out of bounds by SME. They try to pressure Evans.
That's hard.
Just getting the legs loose.
Well, she's just so good with the ball in her hand. She's probably, I think in the 17 class, it's fair to say, she's one of the 7 to 10 best ball handlers that I've seen. Great move there by Escape, the Dayton commit. Nice up and under, great footwork there, everything but the finish. But, Evans has just the handle and the speed that allows her to split, get to places, and make things happen.
Evans and the Gym Rats leading. Jones wrestles that one away from Scaife.
You're strong when you wrestle the ball away from Scaife.
Here's Galloway.
Oh, good entry there.
They get it back inside to Jones. Jones along the baseline. Forsman coming with the help over the top. Jones still staying with it.
Well, great block there by Forsman. Great hustle there by Jones. We'll get back to that in a second. Forsman's future college coach, Terry Morin on hand for Indiana. Forsman's already committed to the Hoosiers. And with a nice block, I talked to Coach Morin before the game, and one of the things that, she mentioned was, wanting obviously to come out and support, her verbal commit, and I responded, hey, that kid has got a chance to be a quality, rim protector. Maybe not an elite rim protector, but a quality rim protector, and I think that was an example of it right there.
Jones splits the pair of free throws. Evans able to get out of trouble
Look
with
at
no
this.
problem. Jones and Young battling for the rebound.
I tell you what, Jones isn't backing down from any challenge on this floor right now, whether it's Scaife, whether it's Young, nothing. She'll get a quick blow, but she has really played her way, into some money here tonight, scholarship-wise. She's done a great job. Oh,
Young led with the shoulder just a little bit there. You appreciate the strong move.
no question.
Foul going to take it the other way. And Stinson, that's the second time that we've seen Stinson defend on the inside and really make a good play.
Well, be willing to sacrifice her body for the betterment of the team. Once again, even despite the Young run there that stretched this thing a little bit, SME has played well. They just haven't been able to convert, whether it's been in the half court. Goodness gracious, look at Young. But whether it's in the half court or whether it is at the free throw line, they've struggled to convert the kind of opportunities that you'd want them to have here.
Jones had a little bit of space, but closing in on that one quickly. That was Scott and Forsman there.
I really like as Scott gets the ball. Great post feed, quick too to Forsman. Really like Scott and what she brings to the table. Just in 2018, still plenty of time actually from the other side of the state line in Illinois. Good size, has been to multiple elite camps, Power Fives, whether it's, Michigan, Wake Forest, Iowa, has really been road tripper during the month of June. And another one, saw her make a couple of open shots, finding that rhythm here on this elite team.
It's a 13-point game, 8 minutes left. Young pressuring Stinson, and we're going to have a backcourt violation. One team looks like they're towards the end of a game. We talked about this second rotation coming in for the Lady Gym Rats, and it looked like they've just started the game.
They have so many different ways in which they can beat you, Evans, McLaughlin, Young, Forsman, Scaife, Scott. They've just done a great job. As you see Scaife line up the three there. Good-looking shot, doesn't go in. But once again, credit to SME, for being able to compete, in this game. And they've made this thing tough. And like I said, if the Young run a minute ago notwithstanding, they haven't had those 2 or 3 minutes where they've allowed, the Indy Gym Rats to get going. But Young is just such a talent. You see Riego there with the called set, designed to get her on the cut and then the post up in the lane, and she's able to convert and finish the play.
Pushes the lead to 15. Here's Galloway. Galloway can't get the shot to go. Forsman with the rebound. Here's Evans.
And one of the things Coach Riego talked about was just being able to get into some set stuff, get some work, make sure everything's sharp. The timing, you're going to see this now. Nice look from Forsman at the free throw line. And what happens is if Forsman doesn't have it, that becomes a time which Young is able to post up.
Stepping in, taking the charge there, Kiera Jones. He's had no hesitation stepping in and doing that here today.
Well, you got to. And anytime you're playing a team of this caliber, you've got to come in and get every possession, that you can get by making plays like that, by making hustle plays, by making plays where you'll sacrifice your body for the betterment of the team, trying to get possessions back.
Jones looking inside for Jones. No opening there. Harris brings it the other way.
But one of the things we talk about, Marcus, is straight line post feeds. You don't want to make straight line post feeds. You want to make post feeds normally that come from the wing or at least from a dribble down from the top, unless you can see her numbers in the jersey, and that was not the case on that end. You couldn't see that SME too clean, so you want to send it to the wing and be able to enter it from there.
First free throw knocked down there by Onken.
I like Onken's game. She's committed to Villanova during the latter part of the spring, right here before the July eval period got started. Gives them a quality lefty guard, plays off the basketball, good size, ability to make a shot. definitely kind of kid that Harry Peretta likes to recruit and be able to use versatility-wise at multiple positions on the perimeter there.
Turning the corner is Scott. She had Harris right there waiting on her. Kicks it to the corner for Jones. Deep three.
Good shot. And that's something that Scott can do. You know, we talked a lot about her, Lauren Sheriff, just in terms of the future of SME.
Good D there by Davis. Takes the
nice.
In the
nice
nice
little
one.
half step, tough shot there. Kaylin Davis, love it.
Picked the pocket and got the deuce.
Good shot. Harris right back at him. Future college coach Nadine Morgan there on the baseline right underneath. Harris, a member of the Elite 60 inside 2016, prospectsnation.com.
Guarding Scott. Scott kicks it over to Jones. Jones catch and shoot. Young with the rebound. Young going to be fouled there. Jones wanted the jump ball call. But it'll be Lady Gym Rats ball there along the baseline. It's number 34 for SME. That's Sims checks in. Tamaya Stinson back in as well. 5 minutes and counting here left to play in this one.
You see Riego didn't like that. He was trying to get that call set. We talked about that work. Wasn't able to get it clean as he liked it, so an immediate timeout there to be able to get the board and work with his kids on it.
Take a look at one of our Prospects Nation instant replays. She had just picked the pocket there, did Davis.
Slick hesitation. Looked like it was going to go right to left. Defender waits up. Nah, I'll just keep it in the right. Pocket finish.
Good positives to take away here in this one. If you're SME, played hard. Definitely able to get get a few bullet points written down in some of these notebooks here along the baseline. We resume play from the timeout. 3-pointers money from the top of the key there for McLaughlin.
And rightfully so, you hear the SME bench. You can't leave her. That's about right, man. We saw her get down Memorial Day weekend, making multiple 3-pointers and, you know, immediately put her in the Elite 60 inside of the 2017 class because of it.
.419 remaining. Lead now pushed to 17.
Well, McLaughlin's an interesting prospect going forward in the fact that, you know, I think she can play on the ball, Marcus, but I also think that she makes enough quality plays off of the ball. She's a good enough shooter off of the ball that can also be a position for her depending on the defense, depending on the matchup. So she really can play either guard position.
Shelton got the ball and numbers. Off and side steps, can't get the shot to go. Now she's spinning. Now off to Young. Young gets the roll.
When did she not?
Yeah.
Her ability to take that contact and finish. Obviously, there is a learned skill component to that on some level. But there's definitely a level of that is you just have or you don't.
Yeah.
You know, you can work on, if you have, continuing to hone and sharpen it. But it's uncanny her ability to finish with people around her and draped on her.
Like you mentioned, it's no slight to SME. They play hard.
No question.
Played a good game, but just calling a spade a spade. Danny Riego's got a very strong hand here for the Gym Rats.
Well, this is one of those games where, you know, Brunel Wesco understands, hey, we've got to come out and we've got to play really good basketball, and they've done that. They played really good basketball. And then we've got to make a really high percentage of our shots. We've got to shoot, you know, we're in the high 40s. That's a great pass on the back door from Young to McLaughlin. Because what happens is, over the course of the night, the best offensive player in the game starts to impose their will on the game. And that's what you've seen in the second half here. It's what we saw in the second half of the game against West Virginia Thunder, I believe, up there in Cincinnati. The best offensive player on the floor started to impose her will on the game, changing the course of the game. Even though both teams are playing hard, that's an interesting way to save the basketball. I don't know that I've seen that.
Coming down a little awkwardly there on that shot attempt was Sims. As the trainer heads over there, looks like she's okay and able to walk off under her own power. Just came down a little awkwardly.
Yeah, I haven't seen that. Literally threw the ball up, hit the opposing player in the face, out of bounds, saved the possession.
Yeah, and Ankin just kind of shook it off and really wanted to make sure she was okay. Yeah. Tried to help her up, so good sportsmanship shown on both sides.
First class, man.
Marshall checking back into the game for SME. And
Coach, you okay?
Anytime you can force a little anchor roll from what they're saying, but anytime you can force the opposition, in the case of SME, forcing the Gym Rats to have to utilize their best player to make that happen, you know?
Yeah.
And then,
all over the passing lane, easy layup on the other end for Evans.
Evans also in the Elite 60 in 2017, prospectsnation.com.
She plays that Northwest Indiana defense, B. Clay.
She does. She does. That's something to be proud of, man. You can hang your hat on that, right? Normally, I don't let you live when you make comments like that, but I'm going to let that one slide.
You
Man,
know,
Evans is good.
I'm due for one, so I'm good for all of July. I'm good for the whole live period.
That doesn't mean you won't say it again tomorrow when they're on TV again, man.
Scaife headed to the free throw line. Scaife out of Muncie, Indiana.
Well, she actually made a huge name for herself at this same event last year. Was playing with a different club team, came in, really raised the attention of our staff on the first night, and then had a bunch of schools come back the second day to see her. You know, ended up choosing Dayton and closing her recruitment down early, but talented young lady, you know, prospect that we really like and are looking forward to watching. Reminds me, similar game to Shayla Cooper, who is at Ohio State now, in terms of the way that Cooper played in high school. You know, has a bit of a face-up game, but really makes a living around the rim right now, making plays.
So we're under the 2-minute mark. Get it inside to Scaife. Scaife kicks it out.
Basketball,
wide
man.
Open look.
McLaughlin with the post feed, Scaife with the quick read of the double, and then kicks the basketball across Scott. They aren't able to complete it, but that's about as good a basketball as you're going to get with the post feed, the immediate read, the double in the pinch, and the kick for the three.
Three on the way for SME. A little bit of just off the mark. Getting loose on that one. Getting loose. Evans with the ball up top. Gets the step.
That's tough, man. Did you see how much ground she covered with that step? That's good basketball.
Great usage of her two steps there.
Jeez. Oh, nice kick right there. Gotta have it. That's a great kick out of the high post. We talked about the read there from the low post a minute ago. SME with a great kick out of the high post. And the score is not going to reflect, obviously, how competitive the game was. Yeah. You know, 3-point game here earlier in the half. And honestly, the Gym Rats just got rolling. I know that Coach Riego talked about the time change for them and obviously playing, you know, some different games. But, again, these are the opportunities that you want if you're him. Hey, we're only up 3 here early in the half. Let's put our foot on the gas and let's run this thing out. And that's exactly what they were able to do. Thanks in large part to Jackie Young, but definitely a team performance in that regard here in the second half to take this thing running and set up a matchup tomorrow with Cincinnati Angels.
As this one is going to come to a final score. The Gym Rats victorious here at the Real Deal in the Ville, day one. Be sure to stick with us. Several more days of coverage here on Prospects Nation TV. I'm Marcus Burnett. He's Brandon Clay. We'll catch you back here next time.